Hello, GDQ Games Committee. My name is OG, Happy Dude, and the OG stands for Old Guy. And with me today, I have
DBK'd. I'm a retro arcade fighter, beat 'em up, board game, video game runner from Japan, born in the States originally, and I'm so happy to be here with OG-san running the Punisher. Yeah.
All right. So, for the purpose of this submission, we are performing this on the Marvel vs. Capcom arcade collection, and there are some quality of life changes, light reduction, so it reduces most, if not all, of the flashing lights. So there's no need for a good old-fashioned arcade flash warning. And we will be, of course, doing this co-op because DB is planning on coming into the States.
I will travel. We're playing online
So-
right now. I'm not sitting. He's not right behind me or anything. We have
Yeah.
a long distance connection.
So when we let's just go ahead and jump right into this.
Let's do it.
So in 3, 2,
One, go.
go.
Screaming start, and we're gonna try and get them all in a group. Jump up bomb, and ooh, pizza. Yeah,
Honey.
this first little screen's nice. We're gonna go ahead and wait by this bench right here, this desk. I mean, this guy comes in, stretches his back a little too far, and we're gonna go ahead and just get to the other side of the screen. So the first thing about this game, we don't normally have pistols drawn out in this game that much, but every now and then, when a really mean enemy is on the screen and he's bringing guns to a pistol, guns to a normal boxing match. Well, what it allows us to do is say, hey, if you're not going to play fair, we're not going to play fair either, and we pull out our pistols. And it's called like this pistol action time. Now, normally during bosses, especially this first one, we don't have it, but we're able to keep Scully over here kind of pinned down on one of the walls. We can do punch super, and neutral super just does a little spin. You can also do a dashing super. You can do a grab super in this game, and pressing the A and B button in this game can actually lead. In the air can let you do your bombs, and I'll let OG-san explain the shortcuts as we enjoy that really quick finish for the first stage.
So there are quality of life changes for this collection, and it's available for every single game. So you'll hear DB mention AB supers. Like most of the modern day arcade collections, they have simplified the specials into one button. We are playing on PS4 and PS5, so it has been tied to the triangle button by default. So all you have to do is hit X to jump as far as the boss strats go, and be able to tease the heck out of them. But we will be showing that here in the next couple of moments.
Yeah, the two dangerous enemies are on screen right now. The knife guy, yeah, he's really sneaky, likes to try and get behind you, get that little extra stabby stab in. And then also the Izuna girls. So the Izuna girls are in particular pretty rude because they like to try and sneak up behind you and do an extra an Izuna drop. And it happens really quickly, so you can't ever let them be. And they also can pull out a sword and do like a full screen sword attack. So those are kind of the most dangerous enemies in this game. And the one difference with 2-player is that essentially outside of the boss battles, the enemy. I'll go first with bombs. Jump attack, jumping A, and then bomb. Yeah, we used to use the items at the top of the stage, but I found that other players from the old VODs were basically just doing this AB bomb strat. So new releases, but for newer re-releases for older games, always have that really fun added factor of finding the old strats and doing the AB. So it kind of stuns the enemy and allows us to both take turns. Kind of basically that droid had no chance. We're gonna go ahead and jump through this section of the stage. And again, this is kind of a trick that was recently found. You can even pick up one of the enemies and carry them with us. And what that allows us to do is hold that action pistol time. And action pistol, by the way, it's so good that it just melts any opponent's health away. So having that strat kind of come to the forefront, especially in co-op in some better ways, and some new strats that I've found, completely breaks the game. And there are normal like pistol weapons, like there's a Uzi here, and you can get a machine gun and things like that. But yeah, pistol's the best. All right, this section here, we're basically going to split up and not try and go too top because the car's going to come in with some backup. But I'll take the right side, and Oji-san's going to take the left side as Nick Fury, and we're just going to make sure that we got each other's backs. This is true teamwork, and then once we can sequence break, we do. We're going to go over, and we're going to use the pistol action time to take care of the guys with the bats. Excellent placement, Oji-san, really good. Yeah, there's friendly fire in this game, by the way. But it's not, it's not the end of the world. It does a little bit of damage. But at the end of the day, it's almost worth it because of the amount of damage you do, let's say, if you throw an enemy. Sometimes, Nick Fury can look at me and be like, hey, Punisher, come over here. And just use me as a pudding. No pudding. Pizza and hot dogs. Oh, there are hot dogs in this game. I forgot about that. Yeah, the health item order in this game is pudding, cheese, hot dogs, pizza, chicken, and a nice turkey dinner. Nice. Oh, I got it with that's really hard to do. So we can do a running jump throw of the item, or we can do a perfectly timed jump kick. There's a ton of movement tech in this game. Like, there's dash attacks, there's short hops, there's dash in kicks. It really feels like a perfect fit for a Marvel game with all the movement tech you have. You can super jump in this game too. Okay. Bonebreaker, this is a good example of how good the items can be in this game. So stagger. So the best case scenario is if we have like a bat or an item in our hand, we can use it rather than dash a kicking or jump kick attack. We can try and stay on top of Bonebreaker, lay our AB attacks right on the top of the sideboard tank, and we can even use the ads as a way to just throw, but we do not want to give any space for sorry about that, for Bonebreaker to have a single moment attack, because if we do, basically Bonebreaker is going to do that, the flamethrower, or decide to run us off with their tank. But if we push Bonebreaker off to this edge of the screen like that, it will always appear above or below in a separate lane. You can see there's kind of like 3 lanes on the screen. So this is kind of like the easiest stage to understand. Oh, nice save right there. I was picked up by the turn. Thank you. Booty shake. Okay, stage 3 clear. Yeah, there's so much to talk about in this game. And I'm sure we'll have a couch commentary and there's a lot of people in the community who also run this game. It really is, a treasure to have this. Hey, this thing here is also pretty cool, right? So we're actually versing each other. Normally in one player, you're just trying to destroy 20 barrels. In the co-op, it's actually the one scene where we're like, hey, who's the better shot right here? And we're trying to get all the barrels as fast as we can. And this time, Nick Fury shows me who's the boss. Nice. And you get a big bonus. So you only lose like not even half a second for actually going for the bonuses. But in this game, just like a lot of the other arcade beat 'em ups, you get a life extend if you get a certain amount of points. So it's just basically guaranteeing that we're safe, and then we also have a high score on top of going fast. The RNG factors in this game are mainly on this stage, and we saw we'll see in the next stage, where sometimes, especially with like destructible things on the ship, the health or attack items, or sometimes no items at all, will appear. As you can see, cheese has appeared here in the middle. Well, sometimes cheese just doesn't come out, and sometimes it's a, you know, a knife or something like that, but we never know what it's going to be. So it's always worth it to try and destroy these little extra sections. In our practices, by the way, we have done extremely good about getting, you know, deathless and close to 1cc. This is looking like it's going to be a 1cc. This difficulty, though, really allows us to show up all the tech in the game. It's definitely the fastest category and the most exciting. Some of the destructibles in this game, when we hit them, they can let off little self-destruction spots, so we don't want to stay right next to them. Fighting down here in this lower section is a lot more favorable. And this is some of the things I noted in the submission, if the AGDQ staff will note. There are like sequence breaks in this game, so if you wait exactly right here at the very bottom, we'll actually break. We're not supposed to be able to really be able to do this. Go down, throw the enemy real quick. And now we've pinned all the characters in the corner. A really cool trick here is that if any of these the knife guys here drop their knives, we can actually use that to get a little extra combo. But everyone's already pretty much finished. You can't throw enemies off the screen, by the way. That just happens as a little like bonus, where if they're about to lose all their health and they happen to be near the edge, yeah, we knock them off. Alright, so Bushwhacker. Bushwhacker is not the most difficult to deal with. If we're able to keep him on this top section here, please work with me, game. Sorry for the lag, there is all lag. Oh, nice. Awesome teamwork from both of us. Yeah, bats, again, really good. We can kind of approach this boss the same as Scully. For some reason, if we put him on the left side of this train up here, he tends to get out a little bit easy, as you saw there. It just seems to jump right out. But the right side here is like a true wall. And there's even a statue up there with a lance. I could go up there if we for some reason make a mistake. You know what, I'll do that. Just say, hey, maybe I can get the lance, show off the lance combos for the run. Hit him with the statue. While Oji-san goes for the dash super to keep him locked down. And let's go ahead and do some bombs just to keep enemies out of here. Enemies, by the way, on bosses, generally speaking, actually no, always speaking, infinitely respawn. And again, there are more enemies on 2-player. So this is one of the few stages where it is not too kind. Pick up the lance. Nice! Great teamwork. Marvel justice has been served. Short hops for the finish.
See, the best part about this game is that when you spam the super, it's not as annoying as Colossus and Super and X-Men.
That's true, yeah. You are completely invincible, and you are still hitting the majority of things on the screen. Are we going to go into this next section here? So, the sewers. We're both going to try and walk to the edge of the screen here and keep out our action pistol time. Nick Fury-san will take the low, I'll take the high, and we'll be on to the next section. For movement, I like to use there is also a super jump. Oh, I threw the barrel the wrong way! There is a super jump that can do a little bit more damage and travels a little bit more distance. You basically just dash and instantly press X at the same time. As you can see, jumps have different heights. You can actually short hop. It's just movement in this game. It's so. If it not only looks cool, it feels cool to play. Highly recommend getting this collection. We have to be careful of the wildcats, the flamethrower enemies here, because they don't lose. They have a little bit more health now, so they don't lose their flamethrower right away. So we try to do a lot of teamwork and just throw the enemies into each other. do the super throw there just for fun. And we're going on to the next section. This one's my favorite wall in the game. We're going to try and pick up the enemies that come in on the right side. It'll be 2 reds and a Gus. And they get absolutely... I swear this wall... Oh, he's trying... That's all right.
Oh, no.
Yeah, they cannot escape this wall. That's my favorite. This is my favorite screen in the whole game. These guys are not supposed to be this easy to beat, but they basically just get glitched out. I think it's because of the waterfall, but who's to really say? So this section, oh, don't slam! Okay, I got slammed by a Terminator. If we get too crowded, we always have the chance to kind of pick one up and throw it in the group, and then we can jumping grenade to make sure that we get attacked. But again, Terminators are really scary, right? Yeah, we get action gun time, but even when you destroy knock their head off, their metal head off, well, their face, then their metal head, then their head goes to the ground. Then you have to destroy their body and then their legs. And when their head falls off, it actually counts on an explosion. And when their legs are still walking, you are not safe. Those legs will explode too. So they are a bit of a tricky enemy. They're not the hardest enemy in the game once you kind of figure out how to bully them.
I always get hit by those.
Okay, we got it. Pudding right here. By the way, a little incentive for the event. We thought of something kind of funny. Real food percent. So if you want to see real food, like kind of, you know how there's always like food in the beat 'em up games. Well, we thought it'd be funny, and it's okay if it has to be fake food. I'll prepare some fake food too. But we thought it would be funny if when we pick up health restore items like pudding or cheese or whatever you name it, pudding, we go ahead and we take a nice bite here. So I'm gonna go ahead and take the right side of the screen. Nick Fury's gonna take the left. OG-san and I are really, we're almost telepathic at this point for this section. So just that's another reason I love beat 'em up games and why this is I think both of our top submissions for. That's my fault. Yeah, no chicken for us this time. Yeah, but I was just saying that this is just, I think this is the #1 pick for me, and I think it is for OG-san as well, because, you know, for us, it's all about making friends in the community and having a good time. Yes, going fast. We are going to go awesomely fast, more fast than anyone. But it's awesome to do it with a friend and something you made overseas. So really having so much fun doing this run. So I'm going to go ahead and use the bomb strategy here. But as you can see, this time the droid is red. There's some extra ads on the screen that we have to deal with. Alright, it's your turn to do the bomb strat. I'll back you up. One more. You can see the bombs in the lower corner. OG-san's got no bombs now. So now we have oh, nice. OG-san's doing a really good job of getting the infinite. Oh, a little funny thing about this. So there's that little laser beam here, right? Well, if you do your super at the exact time that the laser beam is coming out over you, you're invincible. So the laser beam can't hit you, and then right after your super's over, you can try and get a few more shots or hits in. And that's pretty much the strat for those bosses. And we are on the last stage. Let's go! Nice. Another reason I am super excited to play this game in person is to avoid any desyncs. Because we are playing online, and sometimes there is a desync. We're going to try and jump as fast as we can just to get those enemies off. And we can get extra... there's in this stage, not only are there more enemies that come out, there's a couple of enemies that will come onto the screen and throw grenades. And so if we can attack those enemies, the frame that they come on, we can ensure that we get the grenade from them. Nice. Yeah, there's just a ton. The amount of enemies, it doesn't even feel like there's that many more enemies that are added in this final stage. It feels like, for the most part, they've just put a few extra guys, not even double, because this really is the hardest stretch of the game. By the way, to staff, if you are watching this far in the video, we do have a small desync between us, but that is why we want to run this. Like, we would love to play. We've had perfect matches before, but this is a game that we both want to run online in person. And it's one of those games that you just, a lot of the tricks are frame perfect, so having that's going to, I think we're back in sync. Yeah, there we go. Well, almost. Alright, this is the gray Scully. Normally, in these sections, you think that they would increase the boss count, but this section is just like it is in the single player, except now, at the very end, there will be a whole lot of enemies at the end that rush in to give us a hard time. I don't really like using flamethrower, but I'm trying to give a little bit of backup to Oji-san as he takes care of the ads. And, oh, pudding! And chicken. If I had chicken, maybe we'll have a bucket of KFC chicken. Who knows? Excellent teamwork together. Again, this section, you know, there's just more enemies, so if we're even off for a little bit, even with the small desync, it can cause a ton of problems. Alright, and what does every beat 'em up need? Besides explosions. That's right, an elevator sequence. So,
Yeah, we are very out of sync.
hey, it's fine. We'll submit this. It's good commentary. We know what's going on, and this section, luckily, doesn't matter too much because we actually just have to hug the right side and then use pistol time to our advantage. You'll see there are bombs here sometimes. We're going to use that to make sure that we can just throw it toward our enemy, especially Jigsaw. Jigsaw's a little finicky, okay? Like, sometimes Jigsaw just does not want to take damage for whatever reason. He'll just get knocked down too quickly, or he'll get knocked down too late. It looks like we're going to be a little bit early this time. Well, again, we're completely safe over here. And we're going to go up the ladder section. And for this section, we just want to carry all the enemies to the left side of the wall. And if we wait over here, we should be able to go into the next room, but it looks like there's one more flamethrower. Nice. Alright, so from here on out, we can actually try and do the barrel trick a little bit more. There's a section on up ahead where we'll use the barrels to our advantage and carry them later on the screen to make sure that we have health in areas where we would not have health before. There's a lot of mashing against the against the Terminator copies. You have to be able to mash quickly. In this section, earlier in the section, sometimes there'll be enemies that come out. Let's see if I can get one of these boxes to come up. We'll bring this box all the way over here, just for extra health if we need it. And this time around, we have Oh, can you scroll the screen left? Nice. We want to try and get all these enemies, these Azunas, everyone, to the left side of the wall. And if we can do that, well, we're gonna have a pretty good time with things, and allow them to get them into the infinite combo traps, which involves just pressing forward at the end of our combo. Oh yeah, see, these were the section where the guys with the grenades, like, come on. We do have to be careful of them. You want to stock up on grenades here, because the next section of the game versus Kingpin, the final section, is the hardest. Alright. Should be good. Yeah. Alright, so for Kingpin, I'll go first. And then you can go. Yeah, nice. And basically, Kingpin has a completely broken arsenal of moves. He's as obnoxious as can obnoxious be. He is a big bad. Luckily, we can try and keep pistol action time out, just so we can do a little extra damage to him. But essentially, we want to be able to pin him against the wall and do jumping bomb. If we don't, he has a cane attack move, which will basically hit us frame 1. It's extremely active, so meaning if we try and jump in on it, or even try and walk around it sometimes, it just doesn't work. There's also, he has a rushing hand attack move, which thankfully he has not used. All right, nice, GG. 25-48. That is not our PB, but that is a really, really good time. I think 30-minute estimate is definitely safe for this run. Final comments. OG-san.
Well, it's been interesting, even throughout the desync, because what's really weird is that it was so bad, I still haven't beaten Kingpin on my screen yet.
You haven't beaten Kingpin on your screen yet?
Right. So, another quality of life change about the online play of this is that every single game in the collection has rollback netcode. So, there was such a desync that the rollback netcode still made it a lot more playable. But it rolled back the gameplay so much for me that I was still able to continue with somewhat seamless gameplay. But so once again, we would love to actually be able to perform this in a in-person setting at AGDQ 2025, and we appreciate your time watching through all of the desyncs, but at the end of the day, we just want to be able to put on a good show and raise money.
Yeah, like, obviously, OG-san's gonna be there, and I'm absolutely willing to travel. It's been 5 years submitting, and during that time, there's been a lot of games, but I really feel that this game shows off everything that a beat 'em up could possibly show. And I feel that as far as Capcom game goes, it's easily top 10 beat 'em ups. We hope to have the opportunity, and I hope to be able to not only raise some money for charity, but actually meet some of the friends I met all over these years in person, and make some new ones too. I'd really like to have the chance to do that. And yeah, playing in person, no desyncs and frame perfect stuff. It'll be an even better show. So even in desync, it was a good show at the end on stage 6, but it'll be even better.